I think this deserves an applause, please. First applause. Because it's our music, our heroes, our people, our talents to say, buenos dias, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, members of the committee, and welcome to the main event of the presentation of Zaragoza's candidacy as European Sports Capital 2026. Have a seat, please. Siéntense. Gracias. I told you, of course, welcome to this Prince Felipe Pavilion, a place full of stories as is our city, a 2,000-year-old city, immortal and brave city. So, I know this presentation is in English because it's the official language of ACES, if you prefer, but just let me go back to Spanish to say muchísimas gracias a todos, atletas, instituciones, representantes, y gracias por estar aquí. Thank you for being here. Thank you very much. You can pause whenever you want. It's okay. We are passionate people. We love this. There are many reasons to choose Zaragoza, the city of the 5 cultures, the city of the 3 rivers, a crossroads that is committed to sustainability, quality of life, talent, and sport. Zaragoza is a city that inspires sports, a city where sport is accessible. The passion for sport is palpable in all its corners. Besides, healthy and sustainability sport are part of the strategic pillars of the city's sports policy that includes also specific policies in order to attract sport events. There are a lot to tell in this event that will be something different. You can see it in the configuration of the scenario, because today we want you to feel not only the reasons, but the heartbeat of a city, the heartbeat of its lions, because if you don't know, Zaragoza is the city of the lions, like Leolo, the symbol of this candidacy, and even that has to do with our history and our character. This morning event is divided in different parts: the candidacy defense, secondly, the candidacy synopsis, you can see it here, thirdly, the roundtable, and finally, the closing speech by our Paralympic medalist. I think she's there, Teresa Perales. Another applause for her and the other people in the roundtable, please. Thank you, Teresa. It's a good time to see you here again. Also in the round table, we will have Cristina Garcia, Chief Sport Officer from Aragon Government, Fernando Arcega, basketball player and Olympic medalist, Francisco Díaz, director of this fabulous municipal sports venue. Thank you, Paco. Jesus Jimeno, technician of the Municipal Sports Services, and Felix Brocate, City Councillor for Sports. That will, as I told you, the second part of this event. But first of all, we want to talk about Zaragoza, its candidacy, its project, and its future. So, without further delay, I'm going to give way to whoever will defend this candidacy in front of all of you as an involved part of the city government, and surely also as an athlete accustomed to dealing on the field of play like this one. I ask for a warm welcome for Pablo Millán, Technical Advisor for Strategic Projects in Sport at Zaragoza City Council. Where is Pablo?
Hello, good morning, everybody. First of all, let me say hi to our evaluator committee from ACES. Thank you very much for coming, For all the attendees, associations, athletes, presidents, federations, thank you very much for being here. Let me say that for me, as a Zaragoza City Council worker, as a technical advisor, but also as a citizen, it's a privilege, it's an honor to be defending this candidacy of my city. So as I said, welcome everybody to Zaragoza. I will start the presentation of this act of defense, which will be articulated in 3 different parts. First of all, I will present the city itself from a more strategic perspective. Then, in the second stage, we will take a look at sports municipal policy and its main actions. And then, thirdly, we will provide more insights regarding the candidacy project that we have to develop in, before, during, and after 2026, in case we wish Zaragoza is elected as candidate European Capital of Sports. So, Zaragoza is an immortal city, is a strategic city due to multiple factors such as its own demographic nature, its privileged geographical situation, and its great attraction to the productive sector, having been a political, social, cultural, and sports center for more than 2,000 years of history. We are also the capital of the autonomous government community of Aragon and the 4th Spanish city in population, just behind Madrid, Barcelona, and Valencia. For centuries, Zaragoza has been the geostrategic center of the northeastern Spain, with distances of around 300 kilometers from the main productive cities of the country. Zaragoza is also a city to live. It's a city with a welcoming atmosphere that will make you feel like you are home since the very first day. This statement is supported by a great historical tradition of reception and by the fact that more than 95% out of our citizens are satisfied with living in Zaragoza. Moreover, Zaragoza is the second Spanish city in quality of life, according to the OCU, among many other reasons, due to the extensive and wide accessibility to the network or basic services and equipment in the city. Its low crime rate is 38.8 per 1,000 inhabitants, which is 21% below the Spanish average, according to the Ministry of the Interior, being Spain one of the safest countries in the European continent, but also making Zaragoza a really safe city. A city that breathes clean air 365 days per year, is a sustainable and healthy city, which also is committed with the climate-neutral city model of 2030. We are also a city to visit. With more than 7 high-speed train links per day, it's well located and connected between, as I said, the main cities of northern Spain and in a privileged location with makers being differential. With more than 2,000 years of history, up to 6 cultures have passed through our city, leaving a wealth of heritage as it was declared by the UNESCO. It is also a city of sports, obviously, with more than 2,000 sports spaces, allowing citizens to have basic sports equipment within 500 meters from their homes. Its open and multicultural character is also reflected in the 16% of the international population that we dispose of in the city, with more than 3,000 international students every year coming in. It's also a city to do business. Its ideal geostrategic position makes it the center of the gravity of the 65% out of the Spanish GDP, being situated in an approximate radius, as I said, of 300 kilometers from the main cities and productive centers in the country. Stability and social cohesion is also one of the differential factors that make us a city which could be actually fighting for this title, fundamentally on the responsibility of its social agents and on the honesty to reach agreements. In terms of cost and price competitiveness, we can say that Zaragoza stands out for a cost of living ratio of 0.85, which is plus below the cost in the main surrounding cities, San Sebastian, Bilbao, Madrid, or Barcelona. All of this makes Zaragoza a city for doing business. We are an international city. We are open to the world and with a local international and European vocation. The trajectory has been materialized through cooperation with other cities and networks from all over the world, alignment with the European policies and international commitment. For this reason, Zaragoza has, as I said, an important international population where almost 2 out of 10 citizens have an international origin and 10% out of our students come from another country. Besides that, the city hosts more than 500 cultural MICE events annually, many of them of external projection, thanks to the national connection that the city has. Besides that, we are part of the main city networks, both nationally and internationally, as you can see in the screen, all the logos, and I wouldn't like to forget any of them, but if we could highlight some of them, we can say that we are part of the network for the cities for mobility, we are part of Eurocities, we are part of the network for smart tourism destination, and we are part of the network for local development entities. Finally, we are going to watch a short video that introduces you, the city, by their culture, heritage, and sports.
Have you ever been to an immortal city? Welcome to a city that is full of culture, heritage, and team sports. Welcome to Zaragoza. Here, centuries validate us and achievements precede us. We are history and mix of cultures. Here you can breathe greatness, identity, and legacy. Our rivers, green spaces, monuments, buildings, and emblematic spots will tell you about who we are. We are children of art and culture, home of the great and influential. We push cultural initiatives, building opportunities for new artists. We are an active, noble, and royal city, full of bravery and resistance. We support sports and our athletes. A city that dances to the rhythm of all songs, that welcomes all cultures. Because Zaragoza has always been and will always be for everybody and everybody's. Welcome to the city that never dies.
Okay, so if we start walking through the municipal sports strategy that I mentioned was the second stage of the presentation, we can say that Zaragoza inspires sports. That is the slogan of our candidacy because it responds to the municipal policy that is on sports that justifies that Zaragoza is a true city of sports. The data is supported because as we stand, 60% out of the population, that is 6 out of 10 people from Zaragoza, practice sports on a regular basis. Almost 25% out of the population practice it daily, and more than 50% does it at least once a week. When it comes to historical tradition, the Ebro River is one of the main protagonists. Hence, it was the cause of the foundation of the very first, in the 1920s, naturism center in Spain, which is called Centro Natación Helios. Likewise, in 1932, one of the most historic teams in the city was founded, Real Zaragoza, followed by the arrival of the very first edition in 1935 of La Vuelta a España. As you know, one of the main 3 cycling events in Europe. The river was also, during the 20th century, one of the most dynamic elements of the new sports, such as motorboating, with the famous motorboat minutes of the Ebro. In 1982, Zaragoza was a city host of the World Cup, which took place in Spain, founding only a year later the sports delegation of the Zaragoza City Council in 1983. A decade later, in 1992, Zaragoza was again the host city for the World Cup, in this case just for football, of the Olympic Games in Barcelona. And then in 1990 and 1995, in this same venue, we were capable to host the final four of the FIVA World Tournament. And in the 20th century, in this powerful venue, we were also witness with great milestones, such as the hosting of the Davis Cup in 2002, the Men's Handball World Championship in 2013, and the UEFA Futsal Final Four in 2018. In terms of sports promotion, the Día del Deporte initiative stands out in the streets where Plaza del Pilar becomes the scene of multiple sports disciplines in the city, including adapted sports. This 2023 has undoubtedly been a very good year for sports and above all for women's sports. Zaragoza hosted not only the final of La Copa de la Reina, but also Casa de Mont, our women's basketball team, won the trophy, breaking the historical national record of assistance for women's basketball with 10,800 spectators. This success is due to a great talent of the players and the enormous support and passion that the city feels for the teams, as demonstrated by the fans last Sunday within this pavilion, practically full to the flag. The average attendance of women's basketball is well above the European average in this case. It also highlights the sporting and social commitment that the population has in general, and of women in particular in the fight against cancer. We break the record of attendance last Sunday with over 13,000 women enrolled in the last women race that took place 2 weeks ago. Finally, it is worth noting the arrival of La Vuelta in 2023 with the final stage in the heart of the city, which was qualified by the athletes by one of the best arrivals of the whole competition. We feel very honored and proud to say that Zaragoza has a large number of historical, notable, and outstanding teams in different types of sports. And to spotlight some of them, we have Real Zaragoza, our men's football team. As I said, it was founded in 1932. Right now, we are competing in the second division, but we have over 28,000 members. We are one of the best teams in Spain in terms of average attendance per game, and we are the 10th most important team in Spain according to the historical classification of La Liga. We have 6 Spanish Cup and 2 international tournaments. As you can see, we also have Scorpions 71, which is one of the best athletic teams in the city, both for men and women. They dispose of over 350 athletes competing every year, among whom some of them are several Spanish championships, both in individual and teams. We have Casa de Mont Zaragoza, the most important men's and women's basketball team in the city, the host of this fabulous venue, as I said, with both squads competing in the very first division, but also the women's team doing in the EuroLeague. Hurricane Zaragoza, they are a Serie A, which is the first national division of American football team in Spain. They play here. They have a senior team, but also lower divisions, the grassroots, and they were the Northern League champions in 2018. And then Club Miralbueno, which is a professional baseball and softball team. They have over 150 players, both men and women's. Team compete in the first division, and they have represented Spain in multiple international championships. But then Zaragoza, as a consequence of its great sporting tradition, and it's the birthplace of great athletes in different modalities who have reached the greatest milestones that you can ever achieve. As you can see projected in the screen, those are just some of the most rewarded athletes in the history. Teresa Perales, we are very honored to have her today with us. She is the 27 Paralympic medals in adaptive swimming, and she is also the Prince of Asturias Award winner, and now she is currently combining this, her job as a writer with being a coach, a professional coach in several conferences. Chema Celorio, professional rower, he participated in 2 Olympic Games, 1972 and 1976, obtaining their silver medal in Montreal in 1976. Andrea Blas is also one of the best water polo players. She obtained their silver medal in London 2012, and he was being crowned as world champion in 2013 in Barcelona. Maria Delgado, Paralympic swimmer, she also possesses 2 bronze medals from the 2016 Rio de Janeiro Olympic Games, 12 medals from the World Championships, and 10 medals from the European Championship. Fernando Arcega, who is also present with us today and will be part of the round table. He's a former basketball player. He played for the Spanish national team in 121 occasions. He has won the silver medal in Los Angeles in 1984 Olympic Games, and he also possesses 3 different medals from the European Basketball Championships. David Lopez Cubero, he's a professional swimmer who reached the podium in the 1980 Moscow Olympic Games, and he was also a silver medal winner in the European Championship from 1983. Jesus Vallejo, who is a current Granada Club de football player, he was the captain who led the Spanish national team to reach the silver medal in the 2020 Tokyo Olympic Games. He is a former Real Madrid player with whom obtained the prize to win the Champions League in 2 occasions. For me, as a football fan, really jealous about him. So Besides all of those well-recognized athletes that we just mentioned, there are also a long and considerable list of sportsmen and sportswomen who have succeeded in their respective activities, and we think it's honorable to mention them. Some of the main ones are Sheila Herrero, who is also with us, and inline speed skating. We have Carlos Pauner in climbing, Esther Brith in rowing. We have José Luis López Bueno in boxing, Mapi and Majo Sánchez Alayeto in paddle, Carlos Mayo in track and field, Jorge Quesada athletics pentathlon, and Victor Muñoz in football. And apart from all of them, because the list is innumerable, we also have, and we are extremely honored, we have with us today a good batch of athletes who I think also dispose of an enviable career, and I would like to ask for an applause from everybody. We have Mari Carmen García Alcay, karate. We have Luis María Garriga with high jump, Rafael Solís, long distance triathlon, Isabel Macias, athletics, Víctor Lobos, biathlon, Andrea Fernández Méndez, rhythm and gymnastics, Ángel Santiago Bernal, basketball. Okay, so when it comes back to the municipal sports strategy, we're going to say that we qualify that in 3 strategic pillars. First of all, it could be an implementation of a policy of attraction of sports events, both nationally and internationally. We also try to promote healthy values in sports through the development of numerous transversal and specific programs and initiatives. And lastly, research and development of sustainability in sports in collaboration with the leading public and private entities in the world of research and sustainable development. Okay. Practice and passion. The practice and passion of sports in Zaragoza is backed by its more than 70 national major events that are held and hosted here per year, which reflects a city-solid sports ecosystem, a great infrastructure, a great public and private management models, and sports tourism, with new initiatives such as those coming in like e-sports. When it comes to health and values, it's another strategic pillar that has been developed through numerous programs for collectives, generation, and people in special situations. That results not only in their physical health, but also the improvement of mental health, and that entails any type of activity which practices up to 60% of the population on a regular basis. Lastly, sustainability. In line with the European mission of 100 cities to become climate neutral by 2030, Zaragoza, together with the University of Zaragoza and the Ecodes Foundation, we are developing the Zaragoza Sustainable Sports Project, in which more than 50,000 people have signed up to reduce the environmental footprint in sports. Okay. And then when it comes to sports facilities, both the established sports practice and then the tangible passion for sport in the city are the basis for implementing what we believe is a correct policy of attraction of events in the city with a large, as I said, of a sports ecosystem. Precisely, Zaragoza has more than 2,000 sport spaces in the city, which are grouped almost on of 500 is about 463 sport facilities, out of which 245 are municipal ownership, around the 53% out of the total, compared to the rest of them, which are owned and privately managed, 47%. Among these 2,000 sports spaces that stand out, and we were mentioning before, out of the municipal ones, we have 30 football fields, we have almost 30 swimming pools, as well as 44 sports centers and 439 outdoor facilities. When it comes to sports, clubs, and associations, as we said, they play a key role in the development of sports within the city, and the existing good infrastructure that we have has allowed us the development of a large number of sport clubs and associations that promote sports from its origins, being one of the Spanish cities with the largest social fabric around sports. Among the most outstanding clubs and associations, it is worthy to mention, as you can see in the screen, Real Zaragoza Tennis Club, which has over 2,000 members. Club Natación Helios, they have more than 10,000 members. Stadium Casablanca with also more than 10,000 members. Tiro de Pichón Sports Society has almost 2,000 members. Estadio Olivar, which is the club with the most number of members, which is over 12,000, and Stadium Venecia with 9,000 associates. It's also important to mention those associations to promote adapted sport among disabled people, such as Club Deportivo Adapta Zaragoza or the Aragonese Delegation of Special Olympics. So when it comes to education in sports, the sports relating catalog in the city offers a wide range of level and sports disciplines, being an educational destination of the region on the Ebro Valley. In first place, both the University of Zaragoza and Universidad San Jorge offer a double degree in physical activity and sports science, in addition to the double degree along with human nutrition and dietetics offered by the public campus. We must also take into consideration that two university sports services offer not only sports practice, but also training in discipline as exotic as judo. It is worth also to mention that 10 schools in Zaragoza provide and offer one of the 3 degrees collecting the Spanish panorama, an average cycle in guide of natural environment and free time, and 2 higher cycles in teaching and animation and physical conditioning. Finally, special sports instructor is offered in Zaragoza in a wide variety of disciplines. Okay, when it comes to the sports industry, we are in Zaragoza a consolidated productive sector with major renowned brands such as Football Emotion, which is a physical and online e-commerce football clothing brand, Mondo Iberica, who is a supplier of sports equipment for the sports facilities such as paddle courts or basketball fields, or the Spanish headquarters of the multinational Adidas. Some of them, as you can see in the screen, can be named as BM Sporttech, Polo Activa, Aramon, Trango, and so many others. Zaragoza hosts more than 200 fitness centers with the presence of the largest multinational brands in the world, like Viva Gym, McFit, David Joy, or Metropolitan, that confirm the capacity of the city as a living lab. This is as a testing ground for many multinational companies that want to have their first experience and approach the Spanish market. When it comes to sports tourism, in the city of Zaragoza is backed by its more, as I said before, 70 major events that is hosted every year, thanks to the powerful private and public ecosystem that the companies and universities dispose of. In this case, it is just worth highlighting 2 conferences above the rest. On one hand, we have the Regional Sports Prismatic Congress, in which sports practice is addressed from a different point of view, under the look of equality and diversity. And on the other hand, we have the annual Sports Management Symposium, which is organized by a regional association of sports management, GEDA. Finally, and we consider this is something we should notice, the city is delighted to announce here today that we will host the first meeting of the sports industry in Spain in 2024, which is organized by the Federation of Sports Management Association at a national level, for what we feel really proud of. When it comes to health and values, the promotion of health and values in sports is one of the main pillars, once again, of the municipal sports policy that the city implements through development of a series of initiatives and programs whose objectives are mainly improving the health, intergenerational and social integration, inclusion, accessibility, and volunteering. First, among the many other programs framed within the promotion of healthy habits that are organized in the city, is worth to highlight the Zaragozanda service, which is in collaboration with the Aragonese Mountaineering Federation, and it offers a series of peri-urban routes of the city, taking advantage of the fact that it has one of the largest municipalities in the country, with the aim to promote physical activity among citizens in order to improve their physical and mental health. The service also has its own mobile application, which is called Andanda, which promotes walking to seniors through the approach to new technologies. So that way we can set up goals by objectives, monitoring their physical activity and history on walks on their mobiles. On the other hand, the Asset Recommendation Program, which is a pilot project, and it's involving public collaboration between the Aragonese health system and municipal fitness centers, thanks to which the doctor can refer the patients to perform sports routines with the aim to reduce their ailments, as well as improving their physical conditions in order to reduce possible surgical interventions. To finalize the coverage of this topic, let me show you an information video regarding this app that we just mentioned called Zaragozanda.
Zaragoza Deporte Municipal presenta Andanda, una aplicación para móviles desarrollada por el Grupo de Investigación G2PM de la Universidad de Zaragoza. Su objetivo es motivarte a salir a caminar y a ayudarte a mejorar tu forma física acompañándote en cada uno de tus paseos gracias a su asesora virtual, Amanda. Para ello, Andanda incluye un cuestionario diseñado junto a la Sociedad Española de Medicina del Deporte que establecerá tus objetivos de forma personalizada y adaptados a tu nivel. Además, en el diseño de Andanda ha participado también la Sociedad Aragonesa de Medicina de Familia y Comunitaria. La app de Andanda, gracias a su diseño sencillo e intuitivo y su monitorización en tiempo real, te permitirá manejarla con facilidad y realizar el seguimiento de tus objetivos, así como tener un registro de las caminatas realizadas, distancias recorridas, calorías activas consumidas, tiempo empleado y mucho más. Descárgatela y empieza a andar.
Okay, so the intergenerational perspective that we have through sport is another area of action of the sports policy in the City Council when it comes to the promotion of transversal projects for youth or initiatives for the elderly that promote basically the values of sportsmanship at the same time that healthy habits are installed. On one hand, we have Z16, which consists of a program that includes a series of courses, workshops, activities, and webinars to all young people who turn 16. That way, we can have free tickets to sport events in the city with the aim of promoting the attendance among young people. On the other hand, maintenance gymnastics is an aerobic activity which is proposed for people over 67 years who want to take care of their body through performance of a low-medium intensity exercises. Obviously, they are offered by the municipal sports services, and it offers the elderly to recover from a weekly physical activity routine without much effort, but with a great benefit for the physical and mental health, especially in the prevention of cardiovascular diseases. Let me present you some visual content regarding one of our favorite municipal sports activities, which is the maintenance training.
Las actividades que realizamos con Zaragoza Deporte Municipal pues son actividades para muchas edades. En este caso que llevo yo aquí en el Palacio es de mayores de 67 y realizan la actividad durante 45 minutos, pueden ser en turnos de 3 días o de 2 días. Son actividades pensadas mucho para ellos porque se trabaja el equilibrio, la elasticidad, la memoria también, hacemos juegos de memoria y sobre todo ellos, aparte de estar en cada vez mejor forma, pues se relacionan entre ellos. Hay un factor importante que es la sociabilización. Entonces, entre ellos forman sus amistades, sus grupos y luego a lo mejor salen de gimnasia y hacen otras actividades juntas o en verano quedan y se van a andar. O sea, también es un poco hacerles la actividad lo más agradable posible, lo más adecuada, pero también implantar en ellos una afición por hacer deporte.
So when it comes for us to another of the pillars, which is social integrations, sports can be used as a fundamental tool to achieve this goal. We think so, and thanks to the value of sportsmanship and fair play that this sport transmits. First, we want to highlight, in this case, the Mundialito of Integration that in 2024 will celebrate its 25th anniversary by the hand of Acto, which is a cultural and sports integration association in Aragon, a non-profit association which was founded in 2019 by an Equatorial Guinean resident in Zaragoza. This football tournament takes place during 1 month. It's once a year, in which up to 8,000 spectators pass through its stands with the aim of promoting integration and intercultural dialogue between the different nationalities present in Aragon from different continents. Secondly, the project Tres Pies arises in 2017 from the hand of the Basketball Zaragoza Foundation, linked with Casa de Mont, which arises within the intention of providing children on a school age in situation of risk of exclusion access to basketball practices with qualified technicians. Finally, we would also like to highlight Special Olympics that offer sports training to people with intellectual disabilities with the aim of making sports as inclusive as possible. This association also uses a large number of municipal sports facilities, such as the Centro Deportivo Municipal La Granja, that we will visit later. When it comes to inclusive sports, inclusion, once again, is another of the values which is promoted within the sports municipal policy of the city, where it is worth highlighting two initiatives which are shown in the screen. One of them is the LGBTIQ Games, which are an annual competition that take place in spring in Zaragoza, which is organized by the ADCierzo in collaboration with Zaragoza City Council and the Government of Aragon. In this year's edition, several disciplines have been practiced, and the main objective of this competition is to promote inclusion and equality in the sports from a tournament with teams from all over Spain. On the other hand, the Day of Inclusive Sports is a day on adapted sport organized by the city of Zaragoza in collaboration with associations and sports entities of the city, such as the Special Olympic that we previously mentioned. The day consists of exhibiting in the Plaza del Pilar the practice of a series of sports disciplines such as adapted football, basketball, 3v3, or basketball in giant basket. The objective of this day is playful. It's basically a dissemination and social awareness that sports practice is within reach of all, whatever the needs of each person are. Sportsmanship and fair play are also two inherent values in sport itself in the city of Zaragoza, and we strive to promote and inculcate in the population in general, also young people of school age in particular. First, the Government of Aragon has promoted the VADI program, which is with the aim of promoting the values of sport in the sports community, athletes, technicians, referees, parents, targeting basically school-age athletes from Aragon. This is an innovative model, and it consists on a scoring system per game or day that allows the participation and collaboration of the agents involved in a competition that will make relevant assessment through an app. And this program is currently being implemented in the initial stages of collective sports such as indoor football, basketball, volleyball, or handball. Moreover, the Youth League of the Youth Service of Zaragoza is also an annual tournament which takes place through the youth funds of the educational centers, primarily and secondary, of the city. The volunteering of Zaragoza is also a municipal movement which was created in 2006, and it currently consists of more than 5,000 active volunteers. They assist us in all kinds of activities which take place in the city, but above all, in those massive sporting nature, such as Zaragoza Marathon, when we counted with 210 volunteers, the International Women Tennis Tournament with 95, or La Vuelta with 82 workers. Finally, it's also important to mention that there are also volunteering bodies themselves that are associated with great events that are hosted in Zaragoza, such as the half marathon of the city or the annual trophy of Ibercaja. When it comes to sports and sustainability, this is the third strategic aspect of the policy of the city, and it's sustainability but in three different meanings, from a social, economic, or environmental perspective. For the city of Zaragoza, the sports association and grassroots sports is very important. A proof of this is the financial support that the entire sports community, through the different calls for grants, provide to the city, which is worth 5.3 million euros. In the financial year of 2023, Zaragoza City Council alone will award a total of 1.9 million euros in competitive grants for the promotion of federation sports organizations. A total of 380 grants were awarded in 2022. Likewise, the citizens of Zaragoza have a total of 6 million of uses in municipal facilities. Okay. Now, we would like to mention something about an important project that we have, which is called the 12 Lunas, which has been created, and it is a program of the Young Service of Zaragoza City Council. It is composed of a series of leisure, dissemination, and prevention experiences which are aimed at young people from age 14 to 30 in Zaragoza, whose purpose is to offer alternatives of healthy leisure and sports practice. The program offers the possibility to participate in totally for free activities that work aspects such as meeting in and relationship with other young people, learning, or respect the environment. The program offers a total of 10,000 places by 2023, And now we're going to see some young people rowing in the Ebro River.
¿Has visto atardecer en Zaragoza? Seguro que sí. Pero, ¿desde dentro del Ebro? No te dejes llevar por la corriente. Rema en tu día a día. Y entre amigos, descubre aventuras sin tener que irte lejos. Atrévete a mirar lo que normalmente solo ves.
Okay, so when it comes to economic sustainability, I think it's worth it to highlight that the Zaragoza City Council has invested 12.8 million euros over the last 4 years just in improving sports facilities in the district and rural neighborhoods. During the 2023, the Zaragoza City Council allocated around the 3.4% of its budget to the management and promotion of sports at all, with a direct income in fees and agreements of 1.8 million euros. It is important also to enlist the particular management model of the municipal football fields of Zaragoza, which is unique in Spain, and it's also a benchmark for public-private collaboration and is serving as an example to other public administrations. It's a model of patrimonial cession to football clubs that gets autonomous management by themselves for a certain time of the installation itself, a control by the city of Zaragoza with 47 football grounds, out of which 42 have artificial grass. In short, it is a reliable, transparent model that has achieved excellent returns for us. So when it comes with environmental sustainability, we have been named, as we said, one of the 100 climate neutral cities by 2030. 377 Europe cities competed with us, but only 24 of them were awarded. So Zaragoza is an international benchmark in effective water management. Starting the project with Zaragoza, Ciudad Ahorradora del Agua, promoted by the City Council in collaboration with ECODES, with the aim of raising awareness among citizens when it comes to responsible consumption of water. The city also stands out for being a national benchmark in urban waste management, becoming the first Spanish city to recycle 50% of its waste when the average of the rest of Spanish cities are 35%. Another important aspect is the firm commitment that we have to sustainable mobility in the city, with 73% of sustainable travel highlighting the implementation of the tram and the gradual electrification of the entire fleet of urban buses. The City Council has promoted many initiatives, not only to raise public awareness in this area, but has implemented energetic saving and carbon footprint education projects in the city. Thanks to all of these indicators and projects, we are a city with a 95.8% of its inhabitants stating that they are happy to live in here, and we have been chosen by the European Union as a smart climate city, as we said, for 2030, which is a recognition that obviously for us opened the doors to new opportunities to achieve the goal of zero emissions. When it comes to Zaragoza Deporte Sostenible, it's a specific platform that we previously mentioned that has allowed teams, companies, athletes, federations, and associations, industry, and event organizers to actually and actively engage in sustainability. Since they are fundamental actors of change for us within the sports industry, it is intended to promote the practice and organization of sports in the city with sustainability criteria and environmental care to act in the face of the climate emergency. We have just learned the politics of the city and the City Council in the area of sustainability from 3 different points of view, we can conclude that the rate of social return on investment is clearly positive if we measure it in terms of increased social cohesion, the increase of number of people who practice sports, and the increase of healthy habits within the population. And now we will project an illustrative video of this magnificent platform.
Si luchamos para correr más rápido, para llegar más lejos, si nos esforzamos para anotar más puntos, para empujar más fuerte, para saltar más alto, si nos dejamos la piel para desafiar a la lógica y conquistar la tierra, el agua y hasta el aire, no vamos a aceptar el reto de salvar el planeta. La batalla contra el cambio climático es el mayor desafío de nuestra generación y el deporte no puede eludir su responsabilidad. Súmate a la competición más importante de tu vida en Zaragoza Deporte Sostenible.
Okay, so the third and last but not least stage of this presentation will consist in the explanation of the different plans, developments, and investments that we have designed in the short to mid-term in sport-related topics to show the world the potential that Zaragoza has as a city. And without any further delay, I feel pleased to show you the candidacy spot video, which was prepared as part of our candidature procedure.
Zaragoza respira, y con ella respiramos todos. Respiramos desde la primera patada, desde el primer gesto, desde la primera palabra, desde el primer grito. Hemos vivido grandes momentos al ritmo de la ciudad, mejorando a cada paso, con cada movimiento, luchando como leones hasta el último minuto. Y esta forma de ser nos hace emocionarnos con nuevas experiencias, con nuevas ilusiones, con un pie en el presente, pero mirando siempre al futuro. Se nos llena el pecho de emoción y de alegría cuando vemos a nuestros deportistas entregados, cuando ya solo les puede frenar la meta. Somos capaces de transformarnos. A veces somos una imparable marea roja y otras un rugido que atemoriza. Y disfrutamos con los retos, con los desafíos. Porque cada día queremos que nuestro grito llegue más lejos. Un grito orgulloso que cada vez escuche más gente. Lo escuchas, lo sientes, lo vives. Candidatura a la Capitalidad Europea del Deporte 2026. Ayuntamiento de Zaragoza.
Okay, so what do we believe in to make this possible? We believe in a collaborative and institutional platform, okay? We think that the engine of social cohesion through sport could not be better captured or exemplified rather than with a creation of a participatory and collaborative project with the intervention of the entire society. The goal that the city and this project, which is part of the municipal sports policy, could pursue is the creation of two different platforms, one from a more collaborative point of view and another one from with an institutional and citizen participation. From an institutional platform point of view, the interpretation of this project as a city and region purpose will be fundamental. The involvement of all government administrations in the achievement and fulfillment of all the objectives should concern the central and management issue of the project. Municipal institutions must make, I think, a good use of their transcendence as a speaker of the society to convey the main objectives of the manifesto with a double message that speaks not only for inspiration and sports as an action linked to improving the healthy, but also as a quality of environment. There must be also a firm support of all public institutions and entities in charge of promoting and deepening the benefits of all Zaragoza's residents. By this, we refer of the Government of Spain, the Higher Sports Council, the Regional Government of Aragon, Zaragoza City Council, alongside the required participation of ACES, to promote the award and be part of the evaluation committee wherever the circumstances permit. Regarding the collaborative platform, the involvement of different agents, which are very varied and with a great impact and present in the sports industry, will help in achieving the objectives and in the operative and viability of the project. With them, we refer to different stakeholders such as sports organizations and entities, sports communications and coverage companies, associations, federations, volunteers, and any other industry that could be directly or indirectly impacted by the sports activity, like the health and well-being industry, hospitality, commerce, etc. Besides that, the citizen participation will play a key role in the achievement of the project objectives. One of the main goals is to educate the society regarding all the positive effects and values that can be transmitted through sports, so that the best way to make them actively participate across the citizen challenge, like, for example, Zaragoza that we just mentioned previously. Obtaining this candidacy for us could definitely project the image and brand value of the city, giving it even greater significance and relevance when it comes to being considered as a key location of epicenter of the sports industry to host national and international sports events. So when it comes to the program of activity, now the question is, how are you going to prepare for it? What do we have in store for the candidacy year? Which are the strategic lines that we need to follow? We have divided the program of activities in 3 different typologies of actions, which are promotion activities, sports events, and sports conferences. In terms of promotion activities, it is fundamental to expand the main message across all societies that sports is a tool for cities' transformation and social cohesion. The actions to be taken will be linked with the disclosure of the corporate identity of the candidate through some actions like, for example, city council, sports events through advertising boards, services, and sporting activities, events, seminars, and congresses held in the city on the subject of sports, or even advertising it in the press and media and through the city council's digital channels. Okay, we are eager to provide our citizens of Zaragoza with the widest, the most varied, the most inclusive, and the most attractive sporting offer that we can provide them. We are working to bring the best events to the city, as well as maintaining and trying to increase the capacity of some events that are already taking place in the city in terms of attendance, participation, and economic and social return. Zaragoza is a city where sports is palpable every week. The organization of events is involving all types of sports, both in public and private spaces, and is constant throughout the whole year, which is also, for me, important to mention. There have been specific agreements and applications to hold international events in at least 6 sports for these upcoming years. Some of the events that Zaragoza would like to be hosting during the 2026 candidacy year will be keeping the Copa de la Reina finals here in the city. We have a really nice project that we will mention later on, but we are working on the expansion of the Arcosur golf court from 9 holes to 18, so that would provide us the possibility to host tournaments like, for example, the Senior Golf Professional Spanish National Championship. We also would like to keep, of course, the Vuelta Ciclista as one of the main events to be part with us every single year. We would also like to try to bring here the Junior European Swimming Championships, the Europe Cup finals of alpine ski, some other, for us, minority in sports, but we think they need to be also present, which is the European Chess Individual Championship, for example. We would like to keep our marathons, which are one of the main events that we have in the city, and also keep working with the associations to keep promoting events like los Trofeos de Ibercaja Ciudad de Zaragoza or el Deporte en la Calle. When it comes to events and seminars and conferences, the city of Zaragoza should be capable to stage national and international conferences and webinars, such as, for example, the well-known World Football Summit. It's an event, a sports event, which actually attracts over 3,000 sports industry experts every year, generating a really positive economic impact in whatever city it's host. Also, we would like to try to keep here bring here the World Golf Awards or some other conferences like the International Conference on Diplomacy of Sports, the Conference of Sports and Law, the Conference of Equality, Women and Inclusion in Sports. When it comes to the communication project, I would like to firstly step by and focus on the left side of the screen. Adriana, on her presentation, she mentioned Leolo. She is the mascot who will be by our side on this adventure. Let me explain you really quick what is Leolo. Leolo is in the shape of a lion, which is, as we said, an icon for our city. But it's also mixed with the name of Aeolus, which is the keeper of the wines, which also acts as an ambassador for this cause, representing all the sports people. Bearing in mind that the project will be developed over the period of 2023 to 2026, some of the planned general aims that are namely to follow are enhance the image and exposure of sports in the city, as well as promoting engagement in physical and sporting activities in all segments of the population, publicize the project and specific actions when it comes to being named capital of sports, directly and indirectly involve the stakeholders, transfer and notify of the main results and conclusions that we have on attending to the capital status to those public and private organizations involved, as well as disclose newly acquired knowledge or reference material for those entrusted with creating policies on all levels. When it comes to communication channels, the following that will be used will be press and media. We also dispose of our web portal of the European Capital of Sports. We also have promotional videos to back the candidature. We also have the Capital Bid application, which is being developed, and also a sport event coverage that we could offer to the city. When it comes to investments and projects that we have, as it has already been mentioned, sports is one of the strategic pillars of the corporation, as we said, and there is a firm commitment to accomplish all the objectives that we have. There are a bunch of projects for which the corresponding investments and specific agreements have already been signed for the 2023 to 2026 period, and some of the others that are currently in the conception, initiation, or planning phases. Here are some of the main planned investments that we would like to highlight. Obviously, the first one, it's one of the main projects that this candidature has, which is the construction of the new stadium of La Romareda. The collaboration agreement has already been signed between Real Zaragoza, the regional government of Aragon, and the Zaragoza City Council. The first phase of the construction should be starting in 2024, and there is an initial investment of 140 million euros done. Another important consideration is, for example, the renewal of the artificial grass on football fields. Yes, in 2023, there has been an investment of over 2.6 million euros in the renewal of the grass of 11 municipal football fields in the city. Also, we have in mind the construction of a new municipal sports center in La Almozara neighborhood, which should be valued in 18 million. Besides that, the extension and improvement of Arcosur golf courts. There is a project to expand and increase the number of holes available, as well as improving the quality of the installations to be able to host professional tournaments on a national scale, as we said. Besides that, we can have also the construction of new elementary sports facility for parkour, which is being valued in 115,000 euros, or the renewal of the athletes' field in the Aragonese Sports Center, which is the Corona de Aragon Stadium, which is being valued for more than 1.3 million. Okay, when it comes to the development plan, Zaragoza City Council, through these municipal sports services, they onus on improving the citizens' health, both physically and emotionally, and we said, and in order to accomplish those objectives, the development plan contains several initiatives, actions, procedures, and projects, which could be, or some of them that we would like to emphasize on is the sports smart city, as you can see on the left. It will occupy 20 hectares and will be located in the north park of the expo site, where the complex will be built, and we will also incorporate a sports high-performance center in different disciplines. It will be provided by a mini stadium, by an aquatic center, by an athletic center, a sports pavilion, outdoor tracks and field pitches, and a residential villa. We would also like to be the host city for the 2030 FIFA World Cup. That's why we are also working in the construction of the new stadium, but we are more than sure that being able to be a city host once again for a World Cup will provide a huge economic impact on the city. It's a strategic project that there are a lot of different lines of service involved, and we are sure that it will be a great accomplishment if we finally are elected. Also, and it's important, we are working to provide the foundation of the very first cluster of the sports industry in Spain. This initiative would be led in collaboration with the Federation of Sports Management Associations of Spain, and it will be a very attractive structure to canalize all the updates and trends which are taking place around the sector, as well as provide for us a sell of value and distinction from the attraction of events. Lastly, I would like to also highlight the digitalization that will taking place of the sports municipal service management. We are trying to adapt to the best and more efficient and effective practices, which could also let us to be closer to the new generations, make them involved, and trying to get the citizens more integrated, informed, as well as fostering them in sports practice. The actual application of Zaragoza Deporte has over 35,000 downloads as of today, and as I said, this is a project in which we are constantly working to keep improving. Another one is the adaptation of the facilities to the generational pyramid. We need to be conscient that people now live more. The amount of people which are elderly is getting increased, and the percentage out of the total population is getting higher and higher every year. So we are becoming bigger and bigger. And with the continuous improvement of our health services in collaboration with the sports municipal policy, we will take any necessary action to adapt the infrastructures to those groups. Lastly, we would like to increase the number of athletes, affiliated sport bodies, and events which are covered under the Zaragoza Deporte Sostenible initiative, because we need to put the focus on those type of initiatives which are actually promoting sustainability in order to be in line with all the transversal axis objectives that we have as a city council. It's fundamental to highlight and emphasize on the critical importance that all the potential partners, sponsors, institutions, and entities that with their operative and economic support would make possible the accomplishment of all these milestones and landmarks that I just mentioned. And when it comes to collaborating with ACES, towards obtaining this candidature, Zaragoza, as a city awarded, will work side by side with you guys to ensure that the city assumes all the responsibility implicit in this recognition. It will be fundamental to dispose of ACES support to establish a control and measurement committee where all the actions and projects which are included within the development plan are being evaluated, tested, and analyzed. Winning the award would also entail the obligation to draw up a report of activities which will be present at the end of the year of the tenure as a capital to audit the accomplishment of this milestone which were projected. The strong connection and institutional relationships that ACES Europe has and enjoys within the sports industry may also help us to reinforce the city networking and positioning as a territory. There is an interesting project which is called the G8 circuit among all those sporting cities which dispose of the best infrastructures for sports facilities to develop collaborations, synergies between all the offices of those municipalities. So some of those cities who have demonstrated their agreement and interest on the initiative, they have already been awarded by any type with ACES. So because of that, we believe that you guys could be strategic partners to accomplish those objectives. So this is the end, es el final. I just would like to say thank you so much, because this is the final product, but there has been a lot of people involved to create this presentation, to make it possible. We have been working so many weeks to make it possible. So as I said, there is a lot of professionals. I am just the privileged guy who is right in front of you guys. But as I said, I think everybody who has been involved in this project deserves an applause. Y muchísimas gracias a todos.
I told you, congratulations. I told you, Pablo is accustomed of dealing on the field of play, even though he's more used to football fields than basketball courts. But congratulations, Pablo. I can see him again. Congratulations. Anyway, he just told us about, among other things, about our passion for sports, our love for culture, our privileged position, our quality of life, our inclusive spirit, and our commitment to sustainability. And all that has to do with a city project. A project with, yes, we Zaragozanos y Zaragozanas participate, but which is led by whoever will speak to you next. I am referring to the mayor of Zaragoza, Natalia Checa.
Thank you very much. Bueno, antes de empezar a daros unas palabras en inglés, que haré esta presentación, quería empezar felicitando a Pablo y a todo el equipo que ha preparado esta presentación, porque la verdad es que creo que todos nos quedamos incluso sorprendidos, ¿no? Los que trabajamos en la casa, en el Ayuntamiento de Zaragoza, cuando tenemos la oportunidad de ver junto todo este trabajo y todo lo que tenemos en nuestra ciudad, y nos hace sentirnos especialmente orgullosos. Así que enhorabuena, porque ha sido un grandísimo trabajo, sea cual sea el resultado del comité. Y bienvenidos, por supuesto, de nuevo a Zaragoza. Dear friends, dear committee members, representatives of different associations, federations, entities in the sport conclave of this city, I am honored to stand before all of you as the Mayor of Zaragoza to conclude this event in support of our candidacy as the European Capital of Sport. It is an exciting moment in the history of our city. Hence, sports are undoubtedly one of the primary strategy pillars of our current municipal sport policy, and a vector with significant potential for growth and improvement. In the thrilling journey towards becoming the European capital of sports, it is crucial to remind that sports are a powerful catalyst for change. In Zaragoza, we have demonstrated that we can harness its potential to create a lasting impact in our lives and our community. We are determined to continue driving this vision forward. Sport is much more than competition and trophies. It is a potent mechanism for social cohesion that unites people of different ages, races, and backgrounds toward a common goal. It fosters solidarity and teamwork values that are essential for building a more united and harmonious society. Through sports, we promote inclusion and equal opportunities, enabling everybody to access an active, healthy lifestyle. Sports knows no borders or barriers. On the fields, tracks, and pools, in the streets, and within our sport facilities, we see people of all ages and backgrounds coming together in the passion to overcome limits and achieve their goals. Through sports, we are creating a more inclusive city where everybody has the opportunity to participate and feel part of something greater than themselves. In Zaragoza, we have been tirelessly working to promote healthy and sustainable lifestyle habits. We have improved our sport facilities, promoted physical activity programs in our schools and communities, and encouraging our citizens to get out and enjoy our beautiful natural surroundings. Sports are a key tool in the fight against sedentary-related disease, such as obesity and cardiovascular illnesses, and contribute to enhancing the quality of life in our citizens. However, Zaragoza's candidacy as the European Capital of Sports goes far beyond that. If selected, we will have the opportunity to host and channel new national and international sport events. This will not only boost our economy, but also promote tourism and commercial activity in our city. Furthermore, it will allow us to showcase to the world that Zaragoza has to offer in terms of top-notch sport facility, hospitality, and passion for sports. At the core of our candidacy is the vision that sports can help us to project a better brand image of our city, a modern, dynamic, and welcoming Zaragoza. We want to become a beacon for sports in Europe, a place where athletes and enthusiasts from across the continent feel welcome and inspired. We want to be an example of how sports can transform a community and enrich the life of its residents. I want to highlight the tireless work of all sport clubs, associations, federations, athletes, schools, volunteers, and sport enthusiasts who have been building this path with us. Thanks for their dedication and effort. we have made significant progress in promoting sports and an active life in our city. We are convinced that with the attainment and the recognitions and the collaboration with ACES Europe, we will be able to project and position Zaragoza brand as one of the most representative, pioneering and reference in Europe. The city possesses the potential, the capacity and the enthusiasm to tackle ambitious projects that will allow it to continue growing, always with sports and its values at the forefront. In summary, sports are not just a game, but is a powerful tool to build a more cohesive, healthy and prosperous society. As we conclude this event in support of our candidacy as European Capital of Sport, I want to thank everybody who has worked tirelessly to make this dream reality. Let's continue working together to turn it into a reality and make Zaragoza an even better place to live, to work, and to enjoy sports. In this closing, I want to reaffirm our commitment to continue promoting sport as a tool for positive change in our lives. Let's keep working together to make Zaragoza a place where sports are an integral part of our identity, a source of joy and unity, and a force that propels toward a healthy and more prosperous future. Zaragoza deserves to be European Capital of Sports, and together we will make the dream come true. Thank you all for your support and your dedication. Gracias por todos los que estáis aquí, vuestra asistencia. Ya veis que mi inglés está un poco oxidado, pero espero que me hayáis podido entender. Y en todo caso, recordar y reforzar que nuestro interés es que Zaragoza consiga esta candidatura para hacer de Zaragoza una mejor ciudad donde vivir, y qué mejor que los valores del deporte que sean el hilo conductor que nos una a todos los zaragozanos, que nos impulse a mejorar y a crecer, y de paso a ser un motor de crecimiento económico también para la ciudad. Así que muchísimas gracias a todos los que estáis trabajando en esta candidatura, a todos los que nos estáis ayudando desde las distintas asociaciones y federaciones, y a todos los que hoy habéis dedicado vuestro tiempo para estar aquí con nosotros. Gracias, ACES Europe, por considerar a Zaragoza. Thank you very much.
Zaragoza es ya la cuarta ciudad de España, una ciudad que crece y se transforma y que apuesta por la innovación para ofrecer a sus habitantes una experiencia amable y humana. Una imparable transformación que le ha llevado a convertirse en toda una ciudad inteligente. Tecnología y digitalización se dan la mano en Zaragoza para hacer de ella una de las primeras Smart City de Europa. Una ciudad que promueve el uso de las nuevas tecnologías para mejorar la vida de sus habitantes. Una ciudad comprometida también con el medio ambiente, donde kilómetros de carril bici y una gran flota de autobuses eléctricos permiten al ciudadano una movilidad responsable gracias a la conectividad y al uso de nuevas formas de energía. Es también un ejemplo de ciudad verde. La plantación de 700.000 nuevos árboles es ya el mayor proyecto medioambiental de la historia de la ciudad. Este bosque de los ciudadanos, además de generar empleos directos e indirectos, pretende reducir el calentamiento global. Y en esta apuesta por la naturaleza, Zaragoza acoge cada año un gran festival paisajístico del que participa toda la ciudad. Zaragoza es además una amable ciudad universitaria que ha sabido recuperar y transformar viejos edificios para convertirlos en residencias estudiantiles. Y que apuesta por las grandes zonas comerciales y de ocio, pero que también promueve el pequeño comercio en sus barrios con iniciativas innovadoras en las que ya se fijan otras ciudades de España. Origen de grandes deportistas, la capital aragonesa apuesta ahora por ser la capital europea del deporte en el año 2026. Un título para fomentar hábitos de vida saludables, pero también para acoger grandes eventos deportivos a nivel nacional e internacional. Y como ciudad de grandes eventos, Zaragoza se ha convertido ya en el hogar del festival Vive Latino, que en su segunda edición ha logrado un éxito incontestable con cerca de 40 conciertos de grandes nombres de la música actual. Zaragoza crece, se transforma y mira al futuro con optimismo. Una ciudad cargada de nuevos proyectos y que pone al ciudadano en el centro de todas sus miradas.
Thank you. You can applaud again. As you can see, we just changed the scenario because we are now in another part of this event. Now the turn of the questions, the turn of the committee that is going to evaluate this candidacy. But for this question time, we wanted you to have like the full photograph to know not only hosts who built this project, but some of our most beloved residents, because as you probably heard before, as the mayor says really often, one of the best things of this city is its people, and its people is here in this event. Thank you very much. Another time. They will be part of the round table made for you to ask your questions and clear up your doubts. So I'm going to call, first of all, Félix Brocate, Delegate Councillor for Sports City Council, Zaragoza. Félix, thank you very much. I thank you. Also, Cristina García, General Director of Sports of the Government of Aragon and former professional basketball player. Thank you, Cristina. Our third guest is Teresa Perales. Yeah, Teresa, please. She's swimmer, Paralympic athlete with 27 medals, 5 world records, Prince of Asturias Award, and she's one of our best. We're very proud of her. Also, returning to this field, Fernando, which is your field. A star forward in this pavilion, two-time winner of the Copa del Rey, silver in Los Angeles, 84, and owner of, what is it? That shirt, number 6, great number 6. And closing the round table, last but not less, Francisco Díaz, Zaragoza Municipal Sports. Paco is the boss in this house, in this pavilion. Yes, you are. Jesús Jimeno, Sports Facility Service. Jesús. And here again, you have to come again, Pablo Millán, Area Advisor to the Presidency of the Zaragoza City Council. And now, for the members of the Evaluation Committee, it's your turn. I have this microphone. All you have to do is raise your hand a little bit, and I'll bring it to you. But before you start asking, I would also introduce all of you for the rest of the people. First, André de Geer, President of the Federation of Sports Municipalities of Netherlands. Good morning. Hugo Alonso, General Secretary of ACES Europe. Gianfrancesco Lupatelli, President of ACES Europe. Thank you. Andrea Junger, Board Member of ACES Europe. I'll try this one. Musfik Jafarov, National Deputy of the Government of Azerbaijan. Stephen Morris, Board Member of ACES Europe. Jensi Condeli, more or less, Chief of Staff of Tirana City Council. Javier Liñero, de Access America. And Gerben Van Joon, sports counselor from CAC. It's Balsem. You have to help me later. You'll tell me. Oh, thank you. I think I did very well. Hugo Alonso and also Javier. Well, I'm coming down to this scenario because it's yours right now. I'm coming here so you can tell me who wants to ask some doubts or see what they have to say about, or tell me how to pronounce some of the names I just said. Yes? I'm coming here. Stephen, thank you.
Yeah. Hello, everybody. So I'm from Cardiff in the UK, and we're previously a European City of Sport and also a European Capital of Sport. So I was particularly impressed to hear Pablo's presentation on behalf of the city. Fantastic. Well done. I have one question which I'd like some more information about how you develop children and young people, how you make the connection between school sport into your local club and club infrastructure.
Who's going to answer?
Paco.
Paco?
I'm sorry. Hi, Steph. Zaragoza Sports has different grants for root clubs. 153 projects have been supported with these grants. 2 grants for schools parents associations. 216 projects have been supported, and we have a lot of projects that your league and different projects in different municipal service.
Someone else? Should we go to the next one? Oh, which one?
Which one? Okay, first I have to congratulate you with excellent bid, which is really professional. And actually I have a lot of questions, but I will ask one. Since you are also smarter, sustainable, greener, closer to the citizens' city. Do you do anything with the integration with esports, for instance, with the youth? Because the youth is also interested in esports, but not in esports in the sense of behind the screen, but also esports in an active lifestyle.
Talking about esports, it will answer.
Zaragoza Sustainable is a project aiming at involving various sport stakeholders in sustainability within the world of sports, including club, athletics, facility managers, and event organizations. The University of Zaragoza and the Ecology and Development Foundation are involved in this project, with the objective of making sport activities climate neutral by 2030, aligning with the objective of being climate neutral city as designed by the European Commission. To achieve this, Zaragoza Deporte Sostenible platform has been created to work in 10 strategies: natural environment, energy, water, mobility, noise pollution, suppliers, reuse, waste, carbon emission, and communication to help any sport entity reduce its carbon footprint in these activities.
Do you want to say anything more about esports?
Yeah, if I can step in just to provide you some other insights. Over the last few years in Spain, actually in 2022, we hosted a League of Legends tournament here, which we got the full capacity of this same venue. And we have also hosted several tournaments of FIFA with EAFC. Now they changed the name. So actually we think it's a key of future to keep developing new strategies in terms of hosting events. We consider we have been making internally some analysis, and we truly believe it's a way of getting economic growth. So we know the impact that those type of esports events have and project in the city, and we know that the new generation is what they want, is what they like, and we are obviously working to obtain and to try to host as many esports events as possible, because we truly believe it's a motor of growth.
And also I can tell you the audiovisual industry is very involved with all of this growth. So,
yes. If you let me step in,
Jesus,
please.
Of course.
Yes, to beginning of sustainability, at the Sport Facility Service, we propose improvement that result in energy efficient. And we use green energy to make the sport facilities work, such as solar panels, aerothermal energy, as well as the progressive replacement of metal halides with LED technology. Another very interesting issue is that we have taken advantage of the artificial grass removed for football fields to install in other sport of ornamental space.
Okay. Thank you, Andre. I'm going to see Genchi, and what else? Kodeli. I'll learn it for the next time when I see you in 2026.
Thank you. Congratulations to the city for the bid book presentation, and to Pablo, very articulate. I come from Tirana, Albania. We were European Youth Capital in 2022, and we are currently finishing our mandate as European City of Sports for 2023. In both years, we did a lot, but one of the areas we failed, and my question relates to our failure, because you also learn from failing, is that we could not involve a lot of youngsters from what we call unrepresented youth sections. So not people who go to a club, not people who go to a specific sport team, people who are not represented, usually vulnerable, usually not rich enough. How do you involve, or how do you hope to involve these specific people? Because it's in the sense of sustainability, of inclusiveness, it's a very important target for sports. Thank you.
I mean, we understand, and as we were mentioning before in the presentation, there are a lot of inclusion programs which are actually taking place. We know the economic situation that we're going through. We know there are a lot of families that they don't dispose of the economic sponsors to be, for example, paying for their fee or paying for the clothes or whatever. So the good thing that we have in Zaragoza, for example, the Zaragoza para Todos Deporte, the Sports Day, it's an initiative to actually provide, those people, those children who don't have the economic support from their family to actually interact with other people, practice sports, have healthy habits. And also one of the most important things that we have as a city, I think, is that we have a lot of outdoors facilities which are free to use, which are open to everybody who wants to actually take advantage of them. We have a lot of bike rides, a lot of kilometers, and we have a lot of open parks for people to actually practice sports. We are, as we said, we have invested in parkour facilities, and we have investment, in any kind of sports facility that we think can be free for everybody, because we truly believe that sports is for everybody. It doesn't really care about your economic potential.
If you let me step in, Zaragoza has significant hubs for women sports, where the district group from the sport themselves have participated in their design. In Zaragoza, there are facilities to accommodate these new urban sports, including one bike trial, one parkour, 3 pump tracks, 4 skates parks, 9 workout areas, and 3 skateboarding areas.
I will try the 2 last of this later, maybe the skateboard and the parkour. Since you were talking about the future of the city or the plans of the city, I will introduce Felix Brocate, which is the Sports City Council, and ask you about this. This is part of our future, our project. It's a huge thing, and many people working on this.
Thank you. Good morning. Welcome, all you. We have in plan, and we note that Zaragoza will be the city of choice, fair sportsmen and women in 5 years' time. We have trained with rigor and honesty to be European capital of sport 2026. We are working on all of this. Thank you.
And, well, if you have any questions, just tell me. I will go on asking, because also I will introduce Cristina. I told you, Cristina Garcia, because I wanted to ask you about the support of the government of Aragon. You know this field, you know this municipality too, but I think you have many things to say about this candidacy.
Yeah, good morning, everyone, especially to staff of ACES Europe. So this is a pleasure to stay here with all my teammates of Zaragoza.
In this place?
In this place, in this special place, because I played 10 years ago with my team here, and it's special for me, of course. For the regional government, it's a pleasure to stay here to support our city hall. I think Zaragoza is one of the best cities and important cities in Spain. We love sport, we practice sport, and I think that it's important to be the new European capital of sport in 2026, because we are, I don't remember, we are trying to be better every year with this material, you know. I think the sport is important not only for the clubs, not only for the competition, maybe for the child, the younger, and the old people. You know, the pandemic was very important, and we see the different scenery. And I think we have to work together for sports. And I think Zaragoza is in the good road. So for Aragon, for the government, we stay with the city hall. We work together since 4 years ago, and we will try to be the new capital. So the presentation of Pablo was spectacular. Thank you, Pablo. I can speak English after him, okay? It's impossible. But,
neither of us.
But I think the most important thing is that we are working for all the society, not only for the competition, not only for the young people to all people.
Andrea, did you have a question before? We haven't talked yet about women and sport, but later I'm going after you.
As a first, big congratulations to the mayor. She created a very sportive team. Congratulations to you. I have one question. How do you involve or integrate disabled people in your sport activities during the year?
Me? Yeah.
I think
it's
Teresa,
my turn.
it's your turn.
Thank you for your question. Obviously, it's a very important question for me, because I feel part of the thing. You know, when I started to swimming, there were almost nothing in this city to play my sport. We had swimming pools, but only a few people that could train to us. So from then to now, I've seen the challenge. I have seen how this city has grown up, and I think in the future, because of this candidacy, will be our opportunity to involve more people through the inclusion. I am an ambassador of sports and, of course, inclusion through sports. And I think it's very important because it's the way that we can be all together. The magic of the sport is that we can, all of people, we can play any sports, but we need to have the opportunity. And with this candidacy, we can have the opportunity. We have infrastructures. We need more, of course. Obviously, we always need more infrastructures. We have the accessibility. We need more people, more trainers. We need more professional coaches that can help us. And I want to thank you for coming, for giving us the opportunity to explain. Thank you, Pablo, for doing such an amazing introduction of these candidacies. It has been, I feel very proud of you. I'm very proud of my city, which is an amazing city. As you can see, we are in the center, in a center that is amazing. If you see all of the crowd screaming for the people, is really, really amazing. And here also people with disability basketball, wheelchair basketball has they have played here, which is very nice to see. Yeah, thank you.
Someone else? Raise, okay. Now I know all your names.
My name, yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. I'm Gerben. Gerben is the real Dutch name. And I work as an elderman in Kachenbrassem. It's a place in the Dutch. I was impressed when I read your bid in my iPad and was scrolling and scrolling. 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 101 pages with sport, with beautiful sport in Zaragoza. And I remember Zaragoza with the games from Zaragoza against Ajax in the 90s, yeah. And you have to come back to the first class. Yeah, I have a question. In your bid, I read in your bid, there are all kinds of sports programs in your bid and to promote health and integration through sport in all social classes. It's beautiful. Disability, young, old. And I have a question about the young sport in your bid. My statement is, learned early is done old. After COVID, the young people has a lot of mental problems, and some stop with sport. I read about the 12 Lunas program and the Zaragoza 16 program, totally free from charge. And the question is now, do you have programs for the children between 3 and 12 years? And I saw a nice program to bike to the school program. To bike to, in the Dutch, we bike a lot.
Yes.
But all the elder bring their children with the car. So what's the results till now with the bike program to the school? And by the way, is it mandatory to come to school by bicycle? So they have to come with the bicycle.
I bike to school with my youngest. You should know this.
So many cars between the schools.
Who's going to answer?
It's not obligatory to go on bicycle at the school in Zaragoza.
Should be.
We wish should be, and we wish in the future all people go on bicycle. It's very important for eco-friendly activity, physical activity. We work the different schools, primary and secondary schools. We had a specific program 2 years ago, and this program tried to young people go on bicycle from house to a school. Yeah. Ruta Zeta is an individual collective games, and that promotes walking or road bicycle motivations with challenge. We try to motivate different children, youth, and adults too, go on bicycle, not only young people. We try to all people go on bicycle in this city because we have good bike lines. It's an important effort. Council did 5 or 4 years ago.
I'm going back there, but in between, can I make a question?
You ask my question.
You ask your question first, okay?
I think this is about women and girls. Okay. So, yeah, to be in the presence of an Olympian and a Paralympian is fantastic. And Teresa, you must be a great example and role model for not only people with disabilities, but also for women and girls. And in your presentation, the success of women's basketball would also provide great role models for women and girls to participate. So I wondered what else was happening at grassroots level for women and girls. I'm sure there's a difference between male participation in the city compared to female participation. I'd like to know what that is and what you're going to do to reduce the gap between women, female participation for women and girls and males.
Thank you, Stephen. finally we're talking about women in sport. Yes, that was mine. Thank you very much.
In basketball federation, there are many women than men. In basketball federation. I don't know in the rest of the federations, but in basketball, that's right.
The incorporation of women into sport is an indestructible process in Zaragoza. For instance, 88% of the participation in the municipal program Entre Nación was from women. 13 women took part in the 2023 women race. The attendance of 10,800 spectators in the Queen's Basketball Cup final in 2023. The grants for the organization national sporting events are for clubs playing in top divisions. There are specific criteria that support women's sport.
But also, this is a great place for women and sport. Cristina.
Yeah, this is a special place because we have the last year, the tournament of, no, not last year, this year.
This year.
On March or April, Copa de la Reina, you know. It was the record of public in basketball girls match. So this was special for us because the basketball here in Zaragoza is very important. Every day we have 3,000, 4,000 people on the stadium watching the games. No, there is no city in Spain with this number of public.
But also this year, but also some years ago, because we have there Pilar Valero, which is...
Yes, we have an Olympic girl, like Pilar Valero, who died last year, and she was the best basketball player in Aragon, but with Fernando. And she was very important for us, no? Because we need reference for the child. We need the girls. They finish their games and they stay here taking photos, seeing the paper, something, no? And the public is very important for the city. Yes. So the reference, like Teresa, like Fernando, like Pilar, are essential for continue with activity, and the child. We need the child practice sport. It doesn't matter what sport, but sport, no? Mm-hmm. So I think this is the cathedral of basketball in Zaragoza.
I'm going for you now, because she's talking about the cathedral of sports in Zaragoza. You said before, we love Zaragoza. That's true. We love Zaragoza. We feel very close to the city, the heartbeat. Fernando, your career is international, but despite your international career, you have always opted to live here or to develop your career from Zaragoza.
Why?
Why? Tell me why. This is a song. I'm sorry. Okay. I'm not supposed to sing it.
I born in Zaragoza long time ago. Long time ago. I learned basketball in Zaragoza. I grew up in Zaragoza. My wife is from Zaragoza. My children from Zaragoza. And always I play in Zaragoza. It's complicated in these times to understand this, but I will try to explain you. Okay, in this age, we play with money, but it's not the most important money. Okay, money is always important, right? But in these years, we play with money, with love to the colors, with love to the city, with love to your team. And when I arrived to the offers from Barcelona or Madrid, I asked to my father, I answered to my father, and I said, what must I do? And I said, are you here? You happy? You good? Okay. Push to the president to get more money, but play here. And so 20 years play in Zaragoza, I satisfied. I consider that I'm lucky guy because I play with my family. I play with two more brothers. One brother was Olympic Games in Barcelona 92, and the other played in Portugal. And we played in the same time in the same club. It's complicated, three brothers playing at the same time, no? And I got a lot of friends. I have the considerate of the fans. And I retired here with this T-shirt, and it's complete. What must I ask? No, my career is complete.
We're very proud because you're here, so.
Yeah.
And there.
I would like to explain about one thing. Now I'm working in one bank, probably the most important bank here, and I promotion manager, and that I think that it's important to say that because we help to government and to ayuntamiento, city council, because it's necessary the private help to involve the programs, and we have one philosophy. We don't consider it the elite sport, but we consider it the base sport, the children's, the education, and we have I think so. If you don't know, say, but I have one great harmony union, no, for many years. I hope this will be many
we all
years
hope.
As well.
We are going to the end almost, but I wanted to ask Teresa, you have been involved in the International Paralympics Committee, that's right, and you have participated too in the configuration of some candidacy, maybe? Yes.
I've done so many things, you know.
And she writes and she acts, and well, she's a coach.
Yeah, I love so much sport. Sport has done so many things for me that I wanted to give my experience to the sports, and I had the opportunity to participate into the International Paralympic Committee as a representative of the Athletes Council, which was really an amazing experience because I learned a lot, and I could have the possibility to see other cities, to meet other athletes, the way that they did things in their communities. And also I participated in the candidatures of Madrid 2016 and Madrid 2020. We didn't win, but we tried. We tried to do our best. I participated in Rio de Janeiro 2016, which was incredible, and in Tokyo 2020, which also was incredible, but I would prefer to participate in Madrid, as can you imagine. But it was really good, and I have the experience not only as an athlete, but in the other part. Participating as, preparing things and knowing how to do things, how to keep people involved before, during, and after the competitions. And as Fernando said, not only the elite athletes, but also the base, which is more, I think is more important, because if you don't have the base, you won't have the elite people.
Thank you. Thank you for being here too. Today we are going to win. It's different than Madrid. It's not the same case, but
similar.
We're going to the end, as I told you, but I would like to ask you, Paco, Jesus, y Paco and Jesus. It doesn't matter the order, because you are professionals who has been linked to sport from various areas. And I want to know how you're experiencing this process of choosing or preparing this candidacy.
Okay, Jesus first.
Jesus, go first.
Well, I'm very lucky to be in this place, in this pavilion, being part of the sport of my city. That is how I feel. After 20 years as a public worker in the Zaragoza City Council, I have to say that sport is the best antidote to avoid many of the problems that we have in our city. not only problems of overweight or sedentary lifestyle, but also emotional, psychological integration, and also education. Sports is a basic tool to improve the quality of the life of all citizens. Our city has a spectacular sport infrastructures. We have a long summer swimming pools, but during the rest of the year, we also have pavilions, outdoor courts, racket sports, soccer fields, with thousands of children training and competing. Fitness and health areas with thousands of users carrying out guided and tonic activities, etc. But if we want to break the sport, we just have to go out into the street and see around people walking, running, cycling, going to sport facilities, practicing sports in workout space, and also going to sports events and competitions, forming the best hobby in the world. As has been seen so many times in this pavilion and in the Rome Arena. In this town, we are unique in working together as a team. We love getting together and improving the world around us. We are people committed to what we do. And that is why sport is a tool to work on justice, equality, and solidarity. The first, as a municipal worker committed to sport, I consider that Zaragoza deserves this distinction. I would like to tell you that my city will be the best European sport capital. Thank you so much.
Paco, you also get emotional right now?
I am
before
emotional. My words, my colleagues. If someone has told me when I started in sport that I would be sat here now, in this forum, and with the objective of promoting Zaragoza to be the European Capital of Sport 2026, I wouldn't have believed it. There are two things that made an impression on me in the beginning when I worked in a neighborhood with few resources to promote sport. That there are people who participate in sport without expecting anything in return, and that values that sport can give in childhood and youthhood can have far-reaching positive consequences in the long term. There are many people who made a contribution to sport in this city, in institutions, clubs, federations, associations. Here in this stadium, you can see a very good example of this. That's why, if Zaragoza is chosen as the European Capital of Sport 2026, it would be the well-deserved icing on the cake for those people who have worked, are working, and will continue to work to keep making sport a great asset in Zaragoza, our city.
I take advantage of Paco's words because you're talking about all these workers, all these people that have built this candidacy, and the athletes and the federations. And I want to please you and say one applause for all of us because you are part of this dream. You can't believe it right now, so can we applaud what Paco said? You can't believe it right now. We are here, the candidacy. So we have to just close this event, and to do it, we have here, I talked about her before, Pablo did it before too, but we love it. We love her very much, so that's okay. She's an athlete who has demonstrated a strong commitment to Aragon through her career, but also I think I have to say that she is a record-breaking athlete in every sense, not only sports, not only swimming. And she always is a pleasure to listen to her. So closing of the day, Teresa Perales.
Thank you. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. When Felix called me and said, Teresa, can you be this today with us in this event, I needed to see my agenda because I am always traveling around the world, competing, training, and giving speeches, and I enjoy so much everything I do. But I said, okay, I can do it, so of course I will be there because it's very important for me. As I told you, sport has done so many things for me in my life. I have to say, to put you in context, I started to swim at the age of 19. Before that, I did karate. I never swam because I didn't like it. I started to swim with a life jacket on holidays, not in Zaragoza, but near Barcelona, and I loved so much the way that I could feel the freedom of moving into the water without a wheelchair, without anybody, and doing everything by myself. That remembering now these times, I can say that this is my dream, to give the opportunity to young people, to people that is not so young, but they have difficulties in their lives, and to dare to dream and to dare to put themselves with this kind of challenge, and don't see the things in a bad way, but in a positive way. I have changed the way that people see me. At the beginning, when they look at me, they say, "Oh, I'm very sorry, you are on a wheelchair." And now they see me and they say, "Wow, you have 27 Paralympic medals." And I say, "This is good, but I want more." You know, I'm preparing for my 7th Paralympic Games in Paris. 299 days from now will be the Paralympic Games in Paris, which is very, very difficult because I'm very old comparing to other my opponents. But I dare to dream, and I always remember which is the most important value of sports. It's not only the physical activities. It's not only the way that you can help your body to be better. It's also the way that you see the life. You know, the most important value for me is the way that I have learned how to manage my emotions, how to deal with the life. Life is always a challenge. From the beginning of the day until the end of the day is always a challenge. And this is what I love the most. We always expect our children do their best. We always ask them to do, keep going, keep going, keep going. And not only the children, but all the people. And sometimes I think we need to teach them how to stop, how to learn that this is a path. And the path is not always easy. The path sometimes is like a roller coaster. Sometimes you will be here, and sometimes you will be at the bottom. And sometimes you will be very, very happy because everything is going very well, but sometimes things won't be very well. And through sport, you learn to fall, and you learn how to stand up, and you learn how to do things, and you learn how to be better and how to be excellence in your life, and even how to share with a lot of people. In my life, I am not only a Paralympic athlete. In fact, it's not like an anecdote, because of course it's a big part of my everyday, but I love to share my time with kids and with companies and with, I don't know, with everybody, telling them that people, you can do everything you want. If you don't keep only in your mind what is very difficult, but if you always try to see to the future, if you want to see, okay, what's going on after you open that window, that door, you will see that maybe it's the biggest opportunity in your life. When I started swimming, I never thought I was going to be an elite athlete. but 25 years from back, yeah, in October, this October, I don't remember the day, from 7th to 17th in October, 20 years ago, I won my first medal with the national team. It's a long, long, long career, and I'm here still because I'm like the example of who we are. I mean, people of Zaragoza. They call us mañicos. I don't know if they explain this word to you. Mañicos is a word that simplify.
Go.
Like,
Vamos baños, iba a decir.
Vamos maños, go maños. Yes, yes, go mañicos, go. It's like the volunteer, is like the feeling that we have. We are very open people. Here in this city, they came a lot of cultures, a lot of religions, a lot of people around the world, and we were always very welcoming to everybody, very respectful to everybody. So this is why we want to be the capital of the sport, because we want to more people come here, more people see how we are, how we welcome everybody, and how we enjoy to share our experience to everybody. Thank you very much for coming. I know it's a very long day. Maybe it's very, very difficult. I have been part of juries many times, and it's so big decision. Sometimes I think, I don't want to do it anymore because it's such a big responsibility. But as I am in this position, I just want to say thank you very much for being here. I hope you have enjoyed of my city, which is an amazing city, which is a city with 7 adjectives, 7 magnificent. Well, I cannot remember, but yes, 6 adjectives. Yes. Yeah.
I have in my mobile. I'm looking for that.
Okay. But it's because we take every culture, every people, I will learn a lot of them. Yes.
I don't know.
And I think it's the perfect ending of my speech.
Heroic, always heroic.
Always
Leal,
heroic, yes.
And I don't remember. Yeah.
But it's okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Teresa. I was hearing the sound of the cheers, chin chin, in Espanol, because as Jesus said before, we love getting together and we have to celebrate that you are here. So with this, we say goodbye. We go there and we just hope that you enjoy the day. We hope that we choose Zaragoza, the city that never gives up. That's what they say too, also like immortal and all of the things. And just one thing to do, because we want to have a picture with you and the committee, and so we can remember this day, we can remember this pavilion, and we can remember this presentation. So if you come here, we can end with this, and an applause for all of you for these 2 hours. Perdón.